Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Locrine still, and we get to hear from Guendoline again today in Act 5, Scene 5. Now, we're very close to the end of the play, and Guendoline and Thrasymachus won when they went up against Locrine and his army. They had way fewer soldiers, but they were scrappy and they fought and they won. And Locrine killed himself rather than be taken prisoner, and Estrald killed herself rather than suffer the indignity of living without him, and or because she was so in love with him that she didn't want to live without him. And then their daughter Sabrin tried to kill herself upon finding her dead parents, but didn't quite have the strength of will to do so, which is absolutely fine. But then in yesterday's monologue, Guendoline and Thrasymachus and their whole army came in, and Guendoline was full of rage and fire, and she said, "Where are they? I want to be able to kill them. Let's hunt them down. Everybody go find them." And Thrasymachus is like, there's Locrine dead on the ground, and there's Estrald dead on the ground, and it looks like they probably killed themselves because they're holding hands, and it looks like the stab wounds were self-inflicted. And Guendoline says, "And hath proud Estrald then prevented me? Hath she escaped Guendolina's wrath violently by cutting off her life? Would God she had the monstrous Hydra's lives, that every hour she might have died a death worse than the swinging of old Ixion's wheel, and every hour revived to die again, as Titus, bound to the houseless Caucasian, doth feed the substance of his own mishap, and every day for want of food doth die, and every night doth live again to die. But stay. Methinks I hear some fainting voice, mournfully weeping for their luckless death." So Guendoline is frustrated that she didn't get the opportunity to kill Estrald. She's very upset about that. And I had an English teacher a long time ago who thought that everybody should have to take a class in creative cursing so that people weren't just using the F word all the time. And when I read this monologue, I thought of him because this is exactly the kind of cursing that he would have preferred people did to each other. This is way more creative. She's like, I wish that Estrald had unlimited lives so that every day she would die, and then every day she would be revived so that she could die again. You know, I want the absolute worst for her and Locrine. So yeah, she's frustrated and irritated that she didn't get to kill them. And then she's like, wait a second, I hear something. Somebody's crying. And of course it's Sabrin who's crying, and she's going to cry in a monologue, which we will hear tomorrow. So I'll see you then for that. Mwah.